imagination of people. And today we're focusing on the imaginations of children, engaging them through music, visual art, movement, fox, go into the box, it's all art, no, because I'm too big, it's all art. And dance, there's drama, there's storytelling. What are we doing for the children of Ghana as far as creating content for them to consume? This morning, it's the conversation we're having with writer, content creator, Selma Al-Hassan. The whole year I haven't seen you. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. It's just a couple of weeks, but Happy New Year.
You are aging backwards. Every time we see you now, you're looking younger.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
I don't think so.
I don't blame. My eyes, I have 4 eyes, so I can see clearly.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Thank you
good to
very
have
much.
you here, looking really nice.
Good to be here.
Lovely to be here.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you do what you do? Why do you create content for children to consume?
Oh, why? I've never really thought about why. It's just something I love doing. I love children, but that statement I think is, goes without saying because everybody loves children, But I do have one passion, which is that we don't do anything for our children. Our children are not our priority as they should be. We think they are, and we say children are our future. The children are everything. The children are our most vital resource. But it's more like a cliche. I don't know whether we really, really mean it. We don't really make children our priority. I don't want to compare us to other countries that have everything, Right now we are still struggling, many of us, even to feed our children and to give them health care. So I don't want to compare ourselves with those countries that have achieved that and can spend billions of US dollars on just the toy industry, But I think we need to do a little bit more. The interesting thing that I think about from time to time is that all the cartoons that we watch from other countries, all the stories, they are created by adults. Yeah. Adults do it for children. Adults put themselves in the minds of children. Adults go for training to learn how to think like children and create for children. Yeah. But in our whole movie industry in Ghana and to a large extent Africa, I'm not sure, I stand to be corrected, but I don't know of many movies that have children as a main character. The children are always a very little part of the story, I think we need to make children our priority. And when we say that the children are our future, we should take it as more than just a cliche. It's really, really true. I mean, you and I are sitting here.
Former children.
We were children. We were once children.
Yeah,
and those, a lot of the people who are running the country are younger than me. Today, I can say that they're younger than me. And there was a time that I was a child and people were saying children are our future. It is true. It is actually true. And if we don't give them the rounded education, there is, if I may take this opportunity to talk about one rant of mine. I know you haven't asked me for my rant.
Give me the rant. Me, I like rants.
There are two toys. We import all our toys.
Yes.
And there are 2 toys that I have an issue with. One is white dolls for black girls.
Yes.
And guns. Of course, guns, it goes without saying. I think that toys, the meaning of a toy is to mimic something in the adult world, like a toy plane, a toy car, And so when you have a gun, I mean, what are you trying to say?
Exactly.
What are you trying to... A gun, to me, a gun should never be a toy, but that's a different conversation which affects the whole world. But there's this one thing about white dolls for black children. When you look around, all the dolls you see are white. I once went abroad and I bought a black doll for the child of a friend of mine, and the girl ran away.
She rejected it.
She rejected it. She thought it was evil.
Bonsam has come to the house.
But when you think about what is a doll is a girl child mimicking motherhood. You are not white, so how do you think that is an appropriate toy for you? And we don't even if we are going to import the dolls, let's import the black dolls. When we were young, that was in the early days of independence. they were black dolls.
See?
Those are the only kind of dolls that I played with as a child. They were black.
Yeah.
But now I don't even see any. And that is one thing that I really, really have a serious issue with there, you know.
I'm glad you ranted, because if I were blessed to have daughters, I would never have bought them any white dolls with long hair.
Yeah.
And as for the guns thing, we've never bought our children a gun, a pistol, knife, weapons. We've never, as a policy, we never bought them, because the same thing you're saying. I mean, what's the point of running around shooting people? Push out, you are dead.
Yes,
you know.
Yeah. You see,
what are you training?
A toy is supposed to mimic something good in the adult world.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
Yeah. So these are two strong, very, very, very strong feelings that I have.
And with you on them. No wonder the women are bleaching.
Yeah. Can I just say one little anecdote of an experience that I had? This was somewhere, not in Ghana. I was talking to a lady. She was African American, and then there was another white lady, and their two daughters were playing. One black girl, one white girl. They were playing with their dolls, and then the black girl picked up the white doll. And the mother got offended, said, "No, give her back her doll, give her back her doll, give her back her doll." And I asked her, why were you so incensed that your daughter picked up the black doll? She said, because, what is my daughter trying to say? Is she a nanny? Because you're black and you're holding a white baby, you know. So I don't want my daughter to grow up thinking that she's going to be a nanny. Babies. Yes, exactly so. You know. Yeah. But I remember she was very, very, very incensed, you know, about it. So
no. These things are, you may think they are trivial, but they are really important, because they affect the psyche of young people. They affect
the psyche of young people. Yeah.
I'm just curious, what kind of shows were you watching when you were young that were for kids?
Well, we're watching shows that came from abroad, of course. But then even in Ghana, GBC had some good shows in the past. We had the TV theater. We had the Jagapi series. We had some. I don't really remember much, except for what was done on GBC. You know, but as children, you know, in those days, we're just watching the classics from abroad in movies. You know, the David Copperfields, the Oliver Twist, and you know, where children were the main characters. And of course, we had a lot of
music and things like that.
Of course, and of course, we had Arabian Nights and things like you know. Those were really, really, really interesting stories. You know, and they've become part of pop culture in a way. Like people use metaphors and things from these stories. But I think our children are missing that today. But I'm not really sorry about that, because they are all from outside Ghana. We need to create more for our children.
Stuff.
Yes, we need
Talking of creating our own stuff, I want you to just watch a little bit of a clip involving probably the most famous spider in Ghana, or if not the world. So let's check out Kweku Anansi in a production here for children back in the day.
Be quick. Haven't you finished? What do you want here again? Oh, the wind blew it. Please your soul. Thank you. Hey, what a nice outfit. Smile. Smile and see. Who did it for you?
My friend, but he won't do it for you. Please don't ask me to take you to him.
If you don't take me there, I will put you inside my pot.
All right, I will take you. But if anything goes wrong, don't blame me.
Oh, nothing goes wrong with Apple. I just want to enjoy my meal with a designer set of teeth. Let's go.
I go.
Hey, Nyatri, where is the light? I asked you to bring me light.
Yes, I lighted the lantern several times, and each time the wind blew it off.
Ah, useless. Useless. Can't you put yourself to any use?
But you told me...
Shut your
But what is the use of a lantern in broad daylight? What do you need a lantern for in the day?
Who spoke like a the tiger? Oh, there you are. You asked that question. Well, you answered it yourself. We met earlier today. Did we not?
Of course we did.
Wonder where those actors are now. Yeah, that's because that's a long time ago. Yes.
So things are changing.
Things are changing.
Things are changing, and right now with the internet and the digital world and everything, our children are so well versed in other cultures.
Yes.
What people are producing.
Yeah. So we have to take advantage and then bring them home using what they already know. I'm going on the line now to chat with and bring into the conversation Kobe Che. Kobe Che is a blogger doing wonderful progressive stuff.
Yeah.
And he raised this issue about the lack of children's content when we spoke to him, I think towards the end of last year or early this year. Kobe Che, good morning. Happy New Year.
Good morning, Mr. Kafui. Happy New Year. Same to you. And I'm sorry I couldn't join you.
No, Wala. You are responsible for this conversation because you highlighted the lack of children's content around the Christmas time and all over our media space. Why is that important to you?
Thank you so much. First of all, I feel that, let me say good morning, sorry to everyone watching. First of all, I feel that growing up as a child, I had the opportunity to watch the Kokoanansi story that surely you were just showing on TV. And also had the opportunity to be the Fua Sunderland Park, Dansoman playground, the one at Tema, which, of course, a lot of people growing up in the 90s also had opportunity to benefit. Whether you are coming from the affluent home, whether your parents are rich or your parents are not rich, all of us, it was trying to bridge the gap between the rich and the poor. So I was previewed, and I was also had the opportunity to take some of these activities. Again, it's also helped my cognitive. It helped in shaping my mindset and also introducing me to my cultural values. When you watch the Kokoanansi story that you just played, it was actually showing us our cultural values and how we can conduct ourselves in society. So for me, in this current dispensation, I'm looking at how the world is growing, technology, with modernization. Each and every year, we have events slated for the country. I mean, in our calendar, we are pushing year of return, beyond the return. And it breaks my heart that we are left out, especially the children are left out when it comes to some of these conversations and some of these activities. And so I raised concerns that we have to sit up as stakeholders, we have to sit up as government officials, we have to sit up as business people, because we keep hammering and saying that children are the future. Now, if we say children are the future and they are the next generation, what are some of the things that we are putting together to propel them to stand on their feet when we are no more? So I feel that it is a very big conversation that we have to pay attention. Now, let me even talk about justice. Hardly, apart from the TV3 talented case and the Adom TV and Stroma shows for children, and probably cartoons, how many children content do we have these days? And we have a lot of TV stations these days. And let me also say big shout out to GNTV, which is children content. How many TV stations consciously put the agenda of showing children content to guide their mindset and their cultural values? Even with the cartoons that we are talking about, you and I know, I have children. You also have children. A lot of parents can attest to what I'm saying. Those cartoons that the children are watching at home are not our cultural values. It has got nothing to do with our society. It has got nothing to do with what we hold as Africans. So it means that we are consciously putting sort of...
Okay, we're getting some issues with Kobe's line, so we'll try and clear it up and get back to him. So, but he made quite a lot of points there. I'm sure you counter some of them with your experience in hosting a show for children. You have a show that
Yes,
deals with children.
yes,
Tell
I
us,
have a show.
tell
Yes,
those who
okay.
don't know.
Yes, I have a show. It's called Karimbu. Karimbu is a Dagbani word which means reading or learning, and I mean the two are synonymous. And I ask questions about Ghana and Africa.
Awesome.
There are many quiz shows. There are many quiz shows. Mine is unique because every single question has to do with Ghana or Africa. I will not ask you any question about the geography of any other continent but Africa.
Why did you choose that? Make that decision?
Well, why did I make that decision? First of all, I realized that our kids don't know much about Ghana and Africa. It was appalling to me. Even yesterday or the day before, I was talking to somebody. He's an Okada courier guy. I asked him where he's from. He said Larabanga, and I said, "Oh, the mosque."
What is that?
I know, and then and then there were some other people who were near me who didn't understand why I was interested in Larabanga.
And that is the oldest mosque
in West
in
Africa.
West Africa. It's like 7 centuries old.
Yes.
You know, it's
and
crazy.
He didn't know. The guy who came from Larabanga didn't know, and the people around didn't understand my interest in Larabanga. You know, but my book is full of Larabanga, and the quiz is full of Larabanga. You know. There are people kids in Ghana, not even kids, adults, who don't know. For example, I was talking to somebody the other day and asked him, "Do you know where the Cape St. Paul Lighthouse is?" He said, "No." I said, "It's in Keta." And he said, "Oh my God, I'm embarrassed because I'm from Keta." Yes. You know?
They don't know.
You see, I just feel that we should know these things.
So you're filling a gap
where
that exists in terms of the knowledge of young people about your own environment.
This whole thing came to my mind because I was talking to some kids the other day. They were in JSS, and I asked them who Dr. Liman was, and they didn't know.
What?
Yes. That is when I got the whole idea of starting a quiz, and then out of that idea came the books and all that. And I worked very, very, very hard on it. The most challenging part of it is not the actual work of producing it, but finding the support for it. Because unfortunately, kids programs, maybe because we still need to feed our kids, we still need the basic things, you know, like food and medicine and education and this kind of thing.
But we need to think right as well.
Yes,
you know.
So I don't want to compare us to other countries where the children's literature industry is worth $60 billion and stuff like that. I don't want to compare us to those people. But the fact is that we need to do a little bit more. We need to know what we're about. For example, I'm sure that when I was writing these books, I myself learned a whole lot about Ghana. People don't know where the different ethnic people, which regions they belong to. Take the now 5 northern regions. Everybody knows, oh, she's from the north, that's it.
Well,
even people from the north to just say,
it's more diverse than that.
I asked somebody who's from the north, I said, where are you from? She says, I'm from the north. And I said, no, that doesn't answer my question.
That's geography.
No.
It's not a location.
Yes, you know, and then people think that because we've had one president from the north or we've had one vice president from the north, so another, they are from miles apart. I mean, they are further apart than Kumasi and
Lagos.
Yes.
Yeah,
they're all in the north.
All in the north.
But all these things we don't know. And also about Africa. You ask somebody, where is Sierra Leone? Oh, I don't know. Where is Djibouti? I don't know. You know, and there's so much about Africa. If we don't know, how are we going to tell the world?
Please keep pumping it into their heads with the Caribou. Watch that show. What are the times before I go back to
3
Kobe?
p.m. every Saturday.
3 p.m. Saturday. Where?
Yeah. On GTV,
Yes,
where else?
I want them to know. On GTV, 3 p.m. Saturdays. Now you know what to feed your children with every Saturday at 3 p.m.
And if I may say so, it's interesting because everybody is glued to it.
Thank you.
Yes, because I'm asking questions. Some of them they get it right, some of them they get it wrong. But it's exciting. Even the adults are watching it. Some of them know, some of them don't know.
Thank you so much. Let me run back to the line and catch Kobe, Sheikh, blogger. Talking and he's the spark for this conversation. He was bemoaning the lack of children's content as far as events over the Christmas period. Kobe, how do we change the whole story?
Thank you so much. I feel that task coaching is to, first of all, it should start from our mindset. Our mindset as political leaders, as religious leaders, as educational leaders, every stakeholder involved in raising children or the next generation should consciously consider children when they're making policies. I'm sure when you go to the ministries, they have a lot of policies outlined for children, but how to execute them become a problem. So at least it should be a conscious effort in making sure that we support these children. And also those like the beautiful mommy in the studio, the individuals who are also coming up with books for children and some stuff to help the children, we must all support them. So at the end of the day, we don't blame ourselves. And I want to say that it's about time that Africans also come together to create their own cartoon world.
Yes.
Mr. Kafui, we must encourage the new boys who are into technology, the youth who are into technology, to create cartoons for their children, cartoons that represent Ghana, cartoons that represent Africa, so that at the end of the day, we don't sort of emulate what the Western world are directly or indirectly teaching our children.
Right.
So,
I make this point is a great one. But before I let you go, because you are in the social media space, and we know that children are being are attracted to social media these days. This is something that wasn't existing 20 years ago. What platforms should content creators be using to create content for children on social media?
I feel that all of us, as bloggers, social media influencers, content creators, in as much as that, and I also want to also blame myself as well. Let's all wake up, in as much as that we are putting out content for adults. 2023, I urge every content creator to create a segment or a space on their platform where parents can allow their children to say they're going to visit with the Myers YouTube page segment where it has education for children.
Right.
They're going to visit Kobiche's page where it has content for children, Kojo Sheldon, Zion Felix, and all these great influencers in Ghana, so that we don't leave the children out. So this is a challenge I am throwing to every influencer content creator, not just in Ghana but Africa at large. Let's try to create content to support these children.
Kobe, would it help, for example, if Selma's show, which airs on GTV at 3 p.m., we could live stream it on one of the platforms?
Amazing. So let's do collaboration.
Yeah.
So anytime we are streaming, you just give us the login, you just give us the link so that we can also share it on our platform.
That's it.
Fantastic. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Kobe, thanks a lot. Hope to
you.
see you in the studio one of these days. Let's talk more.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, Kobe Che, blogger.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's the way we can make some of
Make
these things
those things
happen.
happen, yeah, yes,
bounce
yeah.
it off TV onto
On
social media
social
space.
Yeah.
And then
That's
we make
fantastic.
things happen.
Yeah.
Talk to us
This
about
is
your
great.
books. So I'm seeing some
I
great
will.
books here.
There's one thing that I want to agree with him. I agree with him that there's a lot of policy on children, you know, but we should really make it a focus, you know, make it a priority, not just
Talk.
yeah, and corporate responsibility. That's when there's excess money. No, we should really focus on it and make it a priority, because children, the fact that children are the future is not just a cliche, it is true.
Yeah. And we have to make time for
Yeah.
the children.
Yes.
I, when I close from work, I like to take a 30-minute walk
Yeah.
every evening as much as I can.
Yeah.
And at that time, my son is also playing football by himself in the garden.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, you know what? The same exercise that I'm going to do walking there, let me
Yeah.
just go and join this guy and play football.
Yeah, you get exercise.
So for the past
Yeah.
2 days, we've been playing football. And we're pleasantly surprised. So we are creating our own content there. We're playing football, and then he's talking about things that happen in school and things. So we've got to make time for the children. Try and infuse what we are doing with the children.
Yeah.
Shows like Kid Fest.
Yeah.
They've come and gone.
Yeah, they've come and gone.
Oh.
And we used to have even Cheche Kule.
Yeah,
and
Cheche
things-
Kule, Cheche Kamisa. Yeah.
Kiddie Booms and all
Yaka
those
Poops
times.
and Yaka Pips. He had his own language, man.
Yeah.
The guy
It
was just on point.
fantastic. Yeah,
Okay,
totally.
let's talk
Yeah.
about books. We're going to
Yeah.
talk about books now.
Okay,
And
okay.
then, so you have your books here. The
Yeah.
people...
The people of Idni.
People of Idni, yes indeed. Something is wrong with my affairs.
Yes,
The red-billed koala.
Yeah.
So these are Selma's books.
Yeah.
So this one like this, what age is this for?
Primary school,
Okay,
like class
primary.
6. It's a narrative poem.
A narrative poem. Okay,
Yes, and it
awesome.
tells the story of the people of Idni who are having disease because we're being bitten by mosquitoes, but, you know. And then there were these charlatan the medicine men who
Fake
came
medicine
to
men.
yes, and eventually somebody else came and told him, no, all you need is to clean your surroundings. Don't leave stagnant water. And I wrote in the form of a poem, so it all rhymes and it's a story.
Can you read a little bit for me?
Yes, I
Read a little
can.
bit for me. I want you to
Okay.
read something for me. So, yep, just maybe the first page or two.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
All
So
right,
this is content
is-
for children.
Yeah.
Live and direct from the host of Karimbo.
Okay, Idni town lies south of the meandering river's mouth. The twisting black volta, long and wide, unites the white on the eastern side and creates a confluence in a deep, broad gulf, making the people of Idni sure enough proud of their soil and proud of their water, as proud of the land as their first ancestor. Anyway, it goes on to say, it talks about their king and all that, but then their problem started where it says they had one problem. They had a king, all brawn and wit, who had won in many a conflict. Now, in sad prayer, had to admit that to solve Idni's problem, he was unfit. Mosquitoes. They came in masses and made them cry, and others to sweat in bed and sigh. These mosquitoes came at night in swarms to sting and bite. And adding to the people's fears, the insects whined close to their ears with piercing, frightening squeaks and high-pitched squeals and shrieks. Anyway, the
I love it.
mosquitoes
I
gave
love
them
it.
malaria,
Yeah, this is
and
a great-
eventually,
Yeah, because
you
you are
know,
teaching through entertainment. So
yes,
this is like
yeah,
entertainment.
mosquitoes buzzed around people's heads, got trapped in their hair, clothes, and beds, fell in the soup and fell in the meat, fell in the porridge and the honey so sweet. They even bothered the goats and sheep and the cows and horses in their sleep. The cats would mew and the dogs would growl and scare the cocks and guinea fowl. Anyway,
I love it. Let me check it. No mosquitoes are bugging my cocoa yet. No.
So eventually, they had,
There was a solution at the end.
Yes, there was a
And
solution
then you
at
have
the
a
end.
glossary at the
Yes,
end.
I have
where-
a glossary
where you have
explaining the words.
The words,
Yeah.
deity, despair, figurehead. This is wonderful.
Yeah.
And then you
Thank
have
you.
the red-billed koala.
Yeah.
Something is wrong with my affairs.
Yeah.
Glory
Glories
is
with
with
God.
God. Speaking of Ghana, did you
Know
know that?
that.
If you don't know things about Ghana, please, you need this book.
And then speaking of Africa, do you know
Another
that?
one. Ooh.
Yeah, it was the
So how do you
same-
get the
same
questions
thing.
for the quiz?
I create them.
Okay.
I really create
Do you
them.
have you have a team?
Actually, yes, I have a team that proofreads for me. Sometimes suggest questions.
Okay.
Yes, I do. I do have a
Wow.
team.
This is
I can. There, one,
is
two
great.
of them are here.
This
Yeah.
is great.
Yes.
I want to create a quiz
Yes.
show, so I have to come and see you for
Yes,
consultation.
I have thousands of questions.
Lovely,
thousands.
lovely, lovely.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I created them, and I can ask one question in so many ways. I can ask a question traveling from the northeast region to the northern region. Which direction am I traveling? North, south, east, or west? I mean, the answer is south.
I'm going to look at you.
The answer is south. Yeah, but I can ask a question like that on Karimbu.
Well done.
And I also have a map reading segment. I realized that kids also weren't very familiar with the cardinal points on maps and this.
North,
I
south,
would,
east, west.
Yeah, so I would ask you a question like, what country lies east of? What lies east of Egypt?
Yeah.
What entity? It's the Mediterranean Sea.
have to think.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're doing
I'll show
well.
you a map, and then you have to point it out to me.
You're
And,
doing well. I
um,
mean, I'm looking at your background, and so many things have because you were you went to my old school.
Achimota.
Thank you so much. You went to another of my old schools, GIJ.
Yeah.
You went to NAFTI.
Yeah.
You've worked as a staff
Yeah.
writer of Ghanaian Times
Yeah.
and Weekly Spectator. You've been a reporter.
Yeah.
You freelanced for Daily Dispatch.
Yeah.
You were an assistant tutor at NAFTI.
Yeah.
A producer
Yeah.
at Film Africa Limited.
Yes,
What did you produce?
yes. Heritage Africa. That movie.
What?
I was part of the. I was a production assistant on that movie.
A
I-
PA?
yes.
Wow.
I was with
What was it like
Kawansa.
working with Kwanzaa?
Oh, fantastic! He's still my best friend.
Nice.
Yeah,
You're a producer, director, and a news anchor
Yes,
right here at GTV.
Yeah, at GTV for many
Give us
years.
your
yeah.
news face. So,
Oh,
look at the camera. The
boy.
news is on.
Oh, no, you've really put me on the spot.
Room.
Good evening. The president today. I'm sorry you put me on the spot.
Let me give you a chance to compose yourself. It's news.
Okay.
It's news.
You really want me to do
Yes,
this?
I want you to do it.
Okay.
You're live.
Good evening. 3 policemen were today arrested in connection with the social media story that went viral, where one gentleman claimed that some policemen had planted weed and cocaine in his car. They are currently assisting in investigations. More of that to come later. And for that, we have Mercy's report.
That's all. I love it. I love it. Love it. Listen, I can't let you go without your thoughts on the children's park.
Yeah.
That's part of creating stuff for children, spaces for children. Don't you think so?
Yes, of course it is. And it was named after a very, you mean, it was
Park, yeah.
It was named after a very illustrious writer for children. She features a lot in my book. You know, there are questions about her and all that. And we need to keep it up. We need really to invest in it and make it a showplace for children. I mean, I really don't want to talk about other places, but I don't know why we can't even do a simple thing like that, like have it neat and have interesting things happen there every Saturday, every Sunday for children to gather there. It will take them away from so many other things, because believe it or not, whether we entertain children or not, they will entertain themselves. And the kind of entertainment they will get by without parental guidance is suspect. You know, we just think that as long as we fed them and we've educated them and we've seen to their health needs, we've paid their school fees, we've paid for their past questions and this kind of thing, they will entertain themselves.
It goes beyond that.
Yes, it goes beyond that. And media is for, of course, as we know, entertainment as well as information and education. You know,
I can't let you go without, one good poetry reading deserves another.
Yeah, okay.
So I don't know whether you know, but I also write children's books. I've written 3.
Okay.
One called The Last Tree, one called Waiting for Dada, which is a bit sad, and then Your Friendly Toothbrush.
Yeah.
I wrote that one because my kids didn't like brushing their teeth.
Okay.
So can I read a little bit of it?
Yes,
to you?
please.
Okay.
I'd love to hear that.
I am your friendly toothbrush. Surprised to hear me speak? I work for you 2 times a day. That's 14 times a week. You grab me in the morning, you put stuff on my head, and pop me quickly in your mouth without even a word. It's up and down and side to side. You spin me all around. To clean your teeth and gums must be the hardest job in town. But no, it isn't over yet. I can't forget your tongue. And here I am believing that my work is truly done. To think that I'm on double duty all throughout the week, sometimes I feel I should strike and stop acting so meek. To tell the truth, I do not mind. I know this job's for me. But all I want is just some RESPECT. A good rinse every time you brush would frankly be the best. And when I'm old, please lay me down. I would have earned my rest. Till then, I am your friendly toothbrush. Shocked to hear me speak. I'm at your service twice a day, all 7 days a week.
You know, this is really fantastic. And this is a rhyme, a poem that all children should learn and be saying. Because it's teaching them so much that they need to brush their teeth twice a day. They should watch it. And when they are old, they should. And it's interesting.
Thank you.
But when we're kids, we learned fox.
Go into the box because I'm too big.
Because I'm too big.
Thank you so much. This conversation has to continue again.
Yeah.
Because the children they are really the future, and we have to handle the future from today.
Yeah.
Your last words in 30 seconds.
Children should really be the priority. We shouldn't just say it. You know, they are the future. We should mean it. We shouldn't just, use it as a cliche where it has lost its true meaning. We've all been children before. And every child is going to be an adult one day.
Thank you.
You know, and it takes the adult to create for the child. I once saw, children are creative. Once I saw a child at the beach. He had used a coconut shell and created a boat, like a canoe. And I thought it was brilliant and all that. But I just felt sad that some adult should be creating toys like that for children. This poor child had created his own toy, And we really need to make our children a priority.
Thank you so much for making the children of Ghana a priority. Watch Karimbu tomorrow, 3 p.m. GTV with Selma Al-Hassan. God bless you.
God bless you too.
It's been a wonderful show.
Yeah.
And thank you, all of you, for sticking your eyeballs here and watching us here on GTV Breakfast. Special belated birthday greetings to Fonyikpo Joseph Yom. You work at KPMG. You they feel one of social media action. We see